This is one of the most important Litecoin videos that I can give to you guys. Right now, Litecoin's at $45.71. We're going to be looking at Litecoin on the 1 week chart. And what I want to do, guys, is step back and look at this with you. And I want to be realistic with you. And I also was going through the charts, and I also picked up a pattern that I wanted to share with you guys. So that's going to be a little bit later on in the video. But with this pattern, I was back testing a little bit, and it seems pretty consistent. So I want to point that to you, or show it to you guys, put it on your radar. Right now, the best case scenario for Litecoin, and what we're going to do, if you look up in the right corner here, I have 6 or 7 things listed. We're going to talk about a harami pattern is the best possible case scenario that we can have for Litecoin right now. We're going to talk about how the trend is down. We're going to be looking at moving averages. We're under the 200-day EMA. Our previous last uptrend, for 19 weeks we were bullish, 9 weeks we were bearish during that time, for a total of 28 weeks. This time the downtrend, we've had 15 weeks bearish, 9 weeks bullish, 24 weeks. And what we're looking at here, guys, is trends, and we're paying attention to trends, and we're going to look at them in the long term and also in the short term today as we go through this. So if you get something from this, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's dig into this. So starting off, guys, I want to start with just the bullish case scenario, if we can dig ourselves out of here. What we ended up closing last week was a harami pattern. This is a bullish harami pattern. We had a really long day red candle right here, and then we had this short day candle that was within it, or inside it. And in Japanese, I love to study Japanese candlestick charting. A harami means pregnant woman, so think about it as the woman body here and then the baby inside her. And this is a weaker, basically bullish candlestick pattern. You always want to wait for confirmation. So this week will be our confirmation, whether we get confirmation and we start making a move back up through here, or whether this is just a false pattern and we start breaking back to the downside for lower lows. So it's going to be important to watch what type of follow through we get with this, because like I said, it's a bullish reversal pattern, but it needs to come on big volume, and it needs to come with confirmation. That's the number one thing that I can say to you. It needs to have confirmation this week, and we need to be on good volume, and so far we haven't had it. And guys, typically what you'll see here, they're called reactions. After you have this long day candle here, you can have a reaction back up. And then you got pushed back down here, a short reaction. And that's what we're looking at here, whether we're going to have a reaction to where we can keep moving up and start challenging some of these moving averages, or if we're going to break back down and set that lower low. So that's going to be important to watch. But overall, guys, the trend is down. And like I said, why I'm not in a Litecoin position, haven't been in a Litecoin position in quite a while, is due to the fact that this trend is down. And you don't want to counter trend trade unless you know what you're doing. In terms of playing these reactions, that's fine. But in terms of, guys, if you want to hodl and do all that stuff, you know, long-term investing, you want to be in an uptrend when you want to do this long-term investing. You don't want to be buying a lower high and then all of a sudden it goes to a lower low and keeps dropping and it keeps dropping. You want to wait till you have that confirmation. And for me right now, we're below the 9-week EMA, we're below the 20, we're below the 200 EMA, and we're below the 50-week. And all these are on the weekly. So that's what I'm saying, guys. This whole trend from the short term to the long term is pressing down upon us like a raging river, basically. And once these moving averages get going, just like in an uptrend up here, you can really build steam. So that's why we have to be careful now, and why I wouldn't want to jump into a position right now, is because the trend is definitely down overall. I mean, this has been a really tough drop since we had this doji candle here on June 17th. And that's when people, you know, looking back at this, you see a doji candle, you see it come on big volume, and then we had a bearish engulfing candle the previous week. That would have been the time to get out. And that's where I want to show this stuff to you guys, really learning about these candlestick patterns. And if you're on the 1 day or you're on the 1 week, it's going to be so much more powerful sitting back and looking at these candles. They're going to have a lot more, you know, weight to them, just because you're getting a longer term perspective. So when a doji comes in on heavy volume at the top or the bottom, that typically is significant. And then we had the following week, that bearish engulfing candle, that was the follow through. And this is what I'm trying to teach people. I really want people to learn technical analysis. I found a passion for it. Like I said, it's not like wearing a wizard's hat and having a crystal ball. It's about putting the odds on your side. And for me, I like to put the trend on my side unless I'm counter trend trading. But, you know, I wouldn't suggest that unless you've really done your research into this stuff and you want to, you know, day trade and get in and out, you know, pretty quick. But, you know, guys, overall, something else I was looking at, and like I said, the pattern that I wanted to show you is typically when we're in this downtrend, we don't go much more than 4 weeks in a downtrend before we start to have another white candle week. So that's something I want to point out to you. If you look at this here, here's our first week, here's second, here's third, here's fourth, then we had our white week candle. And then we just moved sideways. This was consolidation. Then we drop back down again. But take a look at this. Here's our next one. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we had a white day candle, right? And what I was starting to do here was going back through this as well. Bearish engulfing candle right here. 1, 2, 3. And then we had a white. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we had a white. So typically, guys, here's another example of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we had a white day. So typically, we don't go much more than a month with downward selling pressure where we're just really getting smashed. So that's something you can put in your toolbox and look back and say, you know, if you're really getting crushed or something and it's the 4th week of a down move, you can say, all right, most likely this next week is going to be a positive move, and that's when you would want to get out. And that's what you'll see. Basically, these reactions are guys getting out. So people who've bought in up here and all of a sudden the price goes down, they're going to try to ride this reaction back up as high as they can and then sell, and then the price will drop back down. And that's what you see. And that's why it's so hard to make a new all-time high, because there's bag holders and people want to release their bags basically as soon as possible for the best price that they can get. You know, guys, and I also was looking at this, and it's something I want you to put on your radar. In a bull market here, we can go as much as 7 weeks in the positive. So that's something really impressive, and something to realize that, you know, in cryptocurrency, the volatility is crazy. So if we went up, you know, 20% in 3 weeks or something like that, you can put the odds in your favor saying we may get even a little bit more push and put a stop loss in right there, and then just keep moving it up and riding it up as the price goes up. And then if you get stopped out, it is what it is. That's a profit. That's great. But right now, guys, you know, the trend really is down. Our stochastic indicator down here, we're at 15 and 28, so we are in that oversold territory right now, but we did have a downward cross. We have not started to cross back to the upside, and what we would want to see is a harami pattern like this with confirmation with the stochastic cross on big volume. That will give you a little bit more confirmation. So, you know, guys, is manipulation always possible into where the chart's looking like this and all of a sudden we get a 40% candle come in, how the whales step in? Absolutely. It happens, you know, frequently in this space. But what I like to do, there's people who look at just the fundamentals. I specifically just like to look at price action and technical analysis and go from there, and obviously follow the news on Litecoin or whatever I'm interested in. But that's what I like to do. I like to look at price action, and right now the price action is down, guys, and this is a spot I just really think you should be careful. That's the main thing I'm trying to tell you here is be careful, watch yourself. You know, be careful in terms of who you listen to. People telling you Litecoin's going to $2,000 and everything. You know, you guys know all the videos and everything. And XRP is going to, what have people said? You know, $400 and $300 and everything when it's 22 cents. I just want to help people protect themselves the best that they can. And if I can help you not FOMO and I can help you learn this stuff and you can trade on your own, then that's what I'm looking for, guys. So God bless you all. Take care, like, and subscribe if you get something out of this. Appreciate you all being here with me today. Remember, trend is down right now. God bless.